All right, we're finally mostly caught up. Season 3 of McBee Dynasty, episodes 1 through 6. We're going to watch 7 tonight.
Tomorrow, but yes.
Well, today's Monday. Well, as we record this,
Yeah.
and we're going to watch it tonight, and then we'll come back and then go.
It came on Tuesdays.
No, you and I do not know what day it is in any way, shape, or form. But hello, everyone. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio podcast. I am Sunday, the pop culture professor, self-proclaimed expert now on American cowboys who are going to jail.
Yep, and I'm Nolan here to as well.
It's not Nolan 1. This is Nolan Jr.
Well, we have Allie 2.0 now too, so Nolan 2.0, but
I've been calling her other Allie.
No, I've been writing 2.0.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, Nolan 2 is here. And we're going to talk about this so we can get caught up. And so going forward, we'll do one episode a week.
And we've been not looking at any social media because...
That's what I've been looking at all the social media. I'm so sorry to break it. I've been looking at all the social media because it's impossible to miss, especially since whenever we start doing an episode or a show, I'll start following all the people so I can get the tea or whatever.
Yeah, I don't follow anybody or see anybody's stuff until you started sending me them, and now I see some of them, but not that much.
But this is the thing that me and Jeff had a beef with. This is the thing that me and Emily had about Summer House, is that it's really hard to stay invested
because you know what's happening.
Yes, because I cannot avoid it. And so all of this thing, we meet Allie in these episodes, which we're going to get to them and stuff, but it just really takes the air out of my lungs that it's look at this.
Because you're watching in real time on social media what they're doing, but then we're trying to watch it a year ago on TV. Why should we care?
Exactly. And this whole business where they framed this entire first 6 episodes as 24 hours until sentencing and then 2 weeks until he goes to prison. And we already know that this man has gone to prison. And I haven't listened to it, Nolan, but he did a podcast from prison.
Oh my God.
I haven't listened to it yet, but apparently it spilled a lot of tea on Masha, it spilled a lot of tea on the boys and stuff.
We need to watch that.
Yeah, we're going to have to. Maybe once we watch episode 7, we'll be caught up enough because we were really behind. But it starts out with all of the news, 24 hours until sentencing, like I said, and they call him the farming magnate. Magnate.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, but apparently because he's on this show now, they're kind of making him a celebrity. But anyway, just to remind you guys from last season, there's an FBI investigation. Calla knew all about it. We love this farm. We want our kids to be on there. And Cole had a baby. Jesse got married. Stephen Jr. and Calla got broke up. There's 2 Russians now. And Galena had a car accident because she was too spun up to drive. And we pick up in season 3, episode 1, almost a year later.
Yeah.
Because we think we pick up early October, and that's about where we left off because I think Jesse and Allie got married in October.
It is. I always try to figure out what time of year it is or where it is because I like to compare where the seasons leave and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I love the timeline.
Me too. It's definitely early October.
And we're not going to go beat by beat by beat because we have so many episodes, but we're going to kind of just talk largely about the things. And so we'll start on episode 1. It's called Judgment Day.
Their merch is insane. The merch locker, because it starts off with them in the merch locker, and I'm like, oh my God. Because I guess everybody saw them wearing it, so they just made it a whole thing. I'm sure that a lot of people buy it.
Yes, and I mean, if y'all have been watching along with us, they only wear their merch. Hats, vests, t-shirts, hoodies, swimwear. That is, I say swimwear, but those, wicking shirts that they wear. They have a lot of merch. And also new is Cole and Casey's new house.
God, the thing is so big.
That house is bonkers. It is so big. And I assume
it's 3 parts too.
Yeah, and I assume one of those parts is where they park the vehicles or park whatever, the ATVs or whatever.
Yeah, but a hangar for just that.
I mean, these people spend money like they have no money worries, but they talk about money like they're broke and destitute. Mm-hmm. And there is such a disconnect between what we see with their eyeballs and what they are telling us. It's okay, which is it?
I know, it drives me crazy. Because I can never figure out which one they are. Are they struggling or are they not?
Yes. And should we be worried about them? Is the conflict that they're going to not be able to pay their debt? Is the conflict that they can't
are spending too much?
It is. And so we do know that Blair with no E was born on one Miss Allison Taylor Allison Swift's birthday, December 13th, but she was born 2024. And
I was like, who? I was like, it's Cole's birthday, but you said who?
Yes, Cole,
Blair,
and Taylor Swift share a birthday.
Like, who?
And so Cole kind of fills us into, and I'm going to say it right now, Cole is the breakout favorite McBee brother for me. I have found his growth to be the most satisfying of all, and I'll say more about it later. But he's the one that tells us that, and maybe we said it last episodes, I forget, but he's accused of 1 count of putting the wrong plant date. I don't know nothing about nothing. I did a little bit of research, but apparently when you file insurance, you have to file these like bulk claims, and he, quote, put the wrong date on accident. And out of 923 papers that he filled out, he put the wrong one on one. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem like 20 years behind bars theoretically, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We also see that Jesse and Allie had a baby, Summer. She was born in April, so she's only like 6 months old. And
she's very cute, very dark-headed.
Very dark-headed, and Allie tells us about some postpartum, and this is not the first time that she'll say it, but as the episodes move on through and through, I am getting a sense that Allie had much more than what my mom used to call like baby blues. I think that her postpartum was fairly significant and fairly debilitating because she kind of tiptoes around it about, if it wasn't for our moms, I wouldn't have been able to function. And, these men do not value women's labor in any way, shape, or form. Jesse went back to work.
No, he's not even there.
That's right. Jesse went back to work fairly quickly. And so the idea that she is not being able to, quote, function in her role, I think probably made Jesse mad, or he didn't understand it. And so that compounded her guilt and compounded her grief. And if anybody has ever experienced any postpartum depression, you guys can understand it can be quite devastating.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jesse it just seems like he's not all the way tuned into what's happening.
Yeah.
Like he's always just like kind of spaced out or something. Like, I don't know. There's just something that's like just like snap out of it. You know what I mean? Like you just want to wake him up a little bit or something.
Would you agree that perhaps he has a dark passenger? This particular...
Like Dexter?
Kinda. Like maybe when he cut his hair, he...
Did you see this on TikTok?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's got a darkness to him. He's like, really withdrawn. What is, you watch TikTok as much as I do. Why the accusatory tone about me?
Because I haven't been seeing on TikTok. I haven't seen any of the McBee stuff on TikTok till you started sending me some.
Yeah, but yes, I just feel like there's been a shift in his situation. And we saw a little bit of it creeping when he had the breakdown in the combine last season. But
Allie says that he went back to work quickly, and then all Jesse says is that the sex life is down. It's like the comparison of the two of them. Like she's struggling because he's not there, and he's just like, well, I'm not getting laid, so
yeah. And that's going to be a real thing whenever they start to kind of she's coming out of her postpartum fog or phase or whatever. She's got herself together a little bit, and so now they're talking about her marriage, and she has the energy or the wherewithal to focus back on the marriage, and that's going to be really important because he says many times, and they also talk about it, that there's no intimacy. And so, Shep's here, everybody.
Sorry, he wants to watch some Monkey King.
But 20 hours until sentencing. So this whole episode is a countdown to it.
Also, this is kind of a big info that the banks can take away the loans back if you have a felony charge.
Moral turpitude,
so they're like having a countdown and like kind of push the banks back because if he gets charged with the felony charge, then they can pull the loans back within 15 to 30 days.
Yeah, they can recall the loans. And the whole idea of moral turpitude is a real thing. Like if I get charged with some kind of crime of moral turpitude, I can lose my teaching job. Like they're like, sorry, you got a DUI or you got solicitation charges or whatever, and they can just snatch it away.
No, I just heard about this teacher, but she got a DUI, and she they can't fire her until she's been charged with it. But that's like in this whole thing where she could lose her job as soon as she's charged with it. Right. It's like this whole terrible thing. I
have a good friend who teaches in a local high school, and she doesn't even like to have her picture taken with beer in her hand. And trust me, she's way over 21. But because the perception is. So the idea is the banks are getting skittish. Galena is going to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And she blames Steven Sr. for her, quote, horrible situation. But as terrible of a person he is personally, he is the business rock. And who is going to take his place? Is the new conflict.
I was
now.
going to say, that's the leading thing that's hanging over us right now is who's going to take it. Well, it's been over the last 3 seasons, but that's like the same theme from season 1 is who's going to take over the farm. But it's a little bit more close to hitting right now.
You pointed this out to me, but Steven Jr. has a mustache. The mustache.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
It doesn't stay long, but I'm not a fan.
It comes and goes kind of though throughout the episodes, but it looks like he is an actor playing in a porn about the McBee farms.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like
he's got these like intense like Damon eyes, like from
Vampire Diaries.
Yes. Like he has this like he wears eyeliner or something.
Yeah.
He has like these intense eyes where he's like,
but also eyeliner is just eyeliner. We don't got to man it up. But yes, he does. He is a very face talker, and we got a new TV in our house, and so now I can see how red his face gets,
and how green his eyes are too.
He stays blushing. Like this man stays blushing.
I think he's just weird. He's just a very type A person. But
well,
he's also I don't know. He's just a strange one.
He is. And, initially I started out as him being, I was like, okay, he's a cutie. But no, the more we learn about him, the more we see about him, he might not only be weird and type A, but maybe low-key dangerous.
Yeah. We've been seeing some stuff that Allie's been posting anyway, but we'll get to that soon.
And, I really hate when people say this, when he talks about how his dad's not going to be the only one sentenced. I feel like I'm being sentenced too.
Oh, I said that too. I was like, you are not in jail either. You do not know.
I hate when people say this. Like, oh, I'm in jail too. No, you're not. Tell me you've never been to jail without saying ever done. Jail is awful, and you having a loved one in jail is not the same as being in jail. So stop saying, oh, I'm in jail too. No, you're not. That's dumb.
And also he says he's going to put a pin in his love life and just focus on the farm.
And that's important. He's putting a pin in his love life, y'all. So just hold on to that.
And also, I would say, Casey did not know about the loan reversal. So she's starting to stress a little bit as well. Obviously, the boys are all super stressing, the girls are secondhand stressing, but now she's for real stressing because their house is on Steve's name, not the McBee farm name, which I don't know how that happened.
Sketchy. Everything about this whole situation is sketchy because
their whole deal is sketchy.
Yes, because I wonder too if it's some sort of way to hide money or to hide taxes or avoid taxes. I wonder if Steven Jr.'s house is in his name, if the house is in the name, if the land is in his.
I think they're all in the McBee farm's name. I think Casey and Cole's is the only one that's in Steve's name.
It's very strange.
And it's the biggest one. Steve Jr.'s house is kind of small.
And Allie's house is pretty bomb.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know.
So Allie slips the news that, oh, hey, that's going to have this big thing with the house. And like I just said,
I know Allie was like, don't tell him it was me who told you. Like, who else would have told her? You know what I mean? Like, exactly. There's only 5 of them.
Because she decides it's right then. I'm going to go outside while he's outside with his brothers on this night. And this is the good time to confront him about it. But he just talks about her. I didn't want her to be scared. I was trying to protect her.
That's not a way to do that.
These men do not perceive women as real people. Do you know what I mean? They perceive them as children or objects or whatever. And Casey's but she also doesn't have a real grasp of what's going to happen. Because she's like, what? I'm going to have to give up my house with 1 day notice? It's not how it works.
That's not how that works, girl.
Literally he even has, we learn in a minute, he has 6 weeks to report. So,
yeah.
2 hours before the sentencing. It's the same day, the very next day. Oh, I will say this. I forgot. This is what I was about to say. She winds up apologizing to him.
I know. I saw that. She hugged him. She said, are you okay? Don't cry.
And
are you okay?
Yeah.
You're good. And I was going to say too that which they gave him a really big span of what he could get for his situation.
Yeah, which it happened.
Probation to 30 years.
Yeah. Probation, house arrest, all the way up to 30 years or whatever.
And Jesse says it's McBee versus the world.
Well, but a couple folks I
don't think he said that exactly. It's what I wrote down. I don't remember exactly what he said.
It was Braden because it is a federal case, and so it says USA versus McBee, and so Braden's like, oh, they got to put it against our own country because I bet Braden wants to make America great again. But I will say this: that Jesse in his slutty little glasses when he's driving to the house, he looks so cute. And I hate to get into politics or whatever, but they're getting the results they voted for. The farmers are getting a real short end of the stick, and so the whole reason they had to apply for insurance is because of the weather, and they could not produce, and blah 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 blah. I don't know enough to talk about it, but I'll move on. But the press is there, and we can't go into the court, but we do get some very harsh court drawings, like some courtroom sketches.
I know.
And Steven,
but their lawyer also had them write. All of them have to write them all letters of encouragement, which was a little bit strange. Like, they just go through and have like bits and pieces of all of their ones. I'm like, this is gross.
I really hope
that
that judge and nobody else watched the first 2 seasons of McBee.
Yeah.
Surely they had to have been some kind of conflict of interest. If somebody said, I watched it, it'd be like, okay, you're out.
And it's also really weird too, because we don't see a lot of Steve Sr. this season at all.
Hardly any.
Yeah, like we know that he's
weird.
And we know that he's around because, like, when Casey says this weird thing to her, she's like, will Blair get to say goodbye to his dad before the sentencing? Like, yeah, he's been home this whole time.
Exactly.
And also he has to report, I guess they don't know this right until, but like, he has to report to the thing after sentencing, but I don't know. It's just super.
I'm calling foul on Bravo right here. Okay.
Because they had a family dinner right before that, and he was obviously there.
Yes,
but
they went to his house. There was a fight between Christy and Masha later that we didn't see. So I'm calling foul on Bravo. If Bravo doesn't want to film with him because they don't want to participate with any kind of like
they
criminal
knew what
charges,
was happening at the beginning.
They knew what was happening, but also many other Bravo stars, Teresa Giudice, Jen Shaw. I mean, like they're not afraid to platform a criminal, and so I'm wondering if it may have been.
I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, like they were worried about their platform.
But I'm thinking maybe it was Steve's choice, where he was like,
"He's like embarrassed."
I don't know, but sometimes in even scenes, we hear his voice.
Right.
Like later on the ride to turn him in, he's obviously on that RV.
And we don't see him one time.
We don't see him one bit. Not one bit.
So weird.
It is so strange. But
yeah, I said sketch artists did him dirty.
Yeah, they did. They didn't look thin though, so whatever. But they all go back
to Steve's house. And Galena's there and she talks to Steve's mom, which was cute. I mean they worked together for kind of a long time.
I don't hear anybody blaming the man who is actually responsible.
I know, like, this is so awful. Everything is so awful. Like, this is terrible. How could this happen?
And that's about the judge being the one man that'll stand in front of his fate. No, your dad did this. And
Which I also don't think that the one count of whatever is true. There's no way he would get 30 years for a clerical error like that.
Well, what I surmise is there were many discrepancies, but that is the one that they had empirical proof on, or that is the one that they could absolutely prove in the court, without beyond reasonable doubt.
Maybe there was multiple, like, throughout the years.
There's probably a lot of shit. Like, you and even I on season 1, we picked up on a lot of stuff that was like, huh? Yeah. That's weird. So Galena, this also starts the theme of Galena trying to position herself as one of the family. That's really important.
I'm so team Galena, though. I love it. She looks a little crazy, but she's got crazy eyes too, in a different way, but I like Galena.
No, I am team Galena too, in the fact that I want her to get away from these men. That is what I want her to get away from.
To be with her real family, her daughter.
Yes, exactly. Arena is out here just like rigging her hands to death, But so seasons 1 and 2 almost were completely about Galena wanting Steve to be with her. And now season 3 looks like it's going to be, I want to be part of this family. I don't care about Steve Sr., but I need to be part of this family. And it's toxic as fuck because they're never going to lean all the way into you because their dad controls what they think, what they do. And so you only have as much leverage as Steve Sr. allows. And so get away. Go somewhere else. And the judge...
I was about to say, he got 24 months in prison, so...
And...
he ain't around for 24 months.
They don't give a fuck about those 24 months.
No, $7 million in fines.
They were expecting the $3 million, but they tacked on extra $4 million for restitution because the judge said, well, a felon is a felon.
Yeah.
And they're all so mad at this judge. And I'm just like, yo, look in the mirror. Okay.
I was about to say, he's probably your cousin.
Yeah. I mean, but like, make a call. But even Christy, like you were saying, Christy and Galena hug, which is interesting. And so then we fast forward, or I guess jump.
I wrote again, Casey's worried about that damn house. I guess she says something else about the house.
She keeps saying, what about me? Y'all, what about me? But like, for real, I get it, but like, what about me?
She's like, yeah, word, but
like,
help me out here.
What about me? And so the brothers.
And then also, too, when they're all at Steve's house, somebody asks, where is Steve? And Christy or somebody answers, and they're like, and he's like, oh, he's walking up to the house. I'm like, why? This is your show.
And the thing is, the work.
Like, we watched you cheat on your girlfriend with 2 people on season 1, and now we can't even see you do this.
We saw you in your underwear laying in the bed with your mistress, right? But the editors had to have worked so hard to cut this man out because so many scenes he's obviously there.
Yeah.
And so they had to be doing double time.
And then I have it right here. I said, countdown to sentencing, countdown since sentencing, countdown till jail. Like, they are really banking on this jail thing for this.
Yeah, that for sure. And
we learned that Galena's kind of messing up at her job.
Because the boys meet and everybody's so like scrambling to be like, oh my God, how are we going to go forward? Who's in charge? What are we going to do? Are the banks going to recall these loans? Which we learned a little bit. The banks do recall some of them.
Yeah, but they have 6 weeks to figure it all out. So they leave the courthouse and they've got 6 weeks to plan. And so they have a meeting. They're like, Galena's not really working it out. She's living like an influencer. She's traveling. Yeah. And Steven says, like Junior says a bunch of times, she keeps meeting up with the housewives.
She did. I was
like, which housewives is she
good for her? Galena is trying to secure her bag outside of these motherfuckers, okay? And that is, if I had to say, that is probably why she has not disconnected from this show. This is probably why Akala spent 2 seasons orbiting around. Sure. Probably why Allie Eklund, which we'll get to Allie in a minute, but I really like her.
I do too.
And they already are recalling. Jesse feels very humbled. And Cole starts to complain about how he can't get a word in edgewise. Nobody takes him seriously. He's got ideas, but Steven Jr., and I'm going to say this about Steven Jr. right now. He always thinks he's the smartest man in the room, and if you don't believe, then ask him, because he'll tell you.
Yeah.
He knows more about business. He knows more about farming. He knows more about girls. He knows more about life. He knows more about everything, and I'd take Steve Sr. over Jr. right now.
Oh, no, for sure.
He's the worst.
No, I'm not a fan. And I thought the producers were just being messy whenever, like, Galena missed their meeting the boys had that Galena was supposed to be at, where they were talking shit about her. I guess they want to talk shit to her face, but she wasn't there. So, but they caught that she was getting mani-pedis with her daughter. I thought the producers were just being messy, but Cole calls her while she's there, and she's just like, oop. And like slides it to the side,
right.
And Arena's like, "Thank you for finally picking me." And really, she's fucking up her job. I'm like, I don't know which line.
No, I got one eye closed on these damn Bravo editors though, because does it seem like Galena to miss a business meeting when all of the boys are there? That doesn't like. Listen, last year she was showing up, cold Kim Crawford in the garbage can, but she was still showing up no matter what, right? Like half a bottle of Sauvignon.
That's why I thought it was kind of shady,
weird.
But it was like they called her. I don't know.
But out of one side of his mouth, Steven Jr.'s like, yeah, fuck her on the gram and the housewives. Then he's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm picking up my influencer girlfriend at the airport.
Literally. But I also have this written down that they're kind of running like a house of cards. Yeah, because they keep saying that everything is leveraged on everything. So like they're selling off pieces of the farm. They're selling a bunch of this, but the car washes were kind of leveraged on the farm. So now the car washes have to be independent. So like everything's kind of leveraged on everything, which is super sketchy.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it though. And I think that adds to the pressure and the stress of it all too, because it's like a snake eating its tail. So if the car washes don't make money, they can't pay the farm. If the farm doesn't make money, they can't invest in the car washes. And if like the meat facility, like it's just this really
big cycle of just and then they sell their headquarters, their fulfillment center.
Yes,
that's what they call it. They call it headquarters. It's called the office fulfillment center.
The fulfillment center is different than the headquarters.
It's just a big office that had the seed things and all that stuff.
But I think it's two different things. I think the fulfillment center is also connected to the meat place, and the meat part of
well, they still have that, right?
Right. And so the headquarters is where like all the silos are, all that kind of, wherever Tessa was all around, where they were all the
because I wrote down headquarters and I came back and wrote fulfillment center because I remember they said it and I was like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. But maybe
and because that was like their headquarters and stuff. So here's where we meet Allie, because Sitka needs her new mom.
Yeah, her fourth one.
This is the thing. Like I said, we already know what happens. Like she's posted their damn screenshots all over the internet, so we already know. But
which I don't know because I did not read them because as soon as we just started to do this, Mom was like, "Ooh, let me go," and that was when Stagecoach had just happened. Where we started thinking about doing this, and the only thing I know about Stagecoach is that the Mormon wives go. I don't really know nothing about Stagecoach.
They're in the same universe as the Mormon wives, though. They're a first cousin of the Mormon wives
for sure. But so like she kind of looked into it, but I didn't really look into it, so I don't really know what happened to Stagecoach. We just saw a TikTok of like him of his text messages to her, which were sketchy.
So he perceived that she was cheating on him and then proceeded to send a ton of really nasty, abusive, you dumb slut. You're out here with your titties out. Like, this is what you need. No wonder you're out here, because he perceived that she was cheating on him. And then Kala joined the chat and was like, yeah, this feels right. The way he's talking to you feels right. And so all of this happened before episode 1 ever even aired.
Damn.
So we went into this understanding that they were having problems. And I say he did it before it was aired. It may have been kind of concurrently, but because me and Nolan were behind. But she's 28. She's from Austin. She says that she tries on clothes for a living, but a quick Google search reveals that she makes quite a bit of money. I think that her family is also fairly affluent in that area. And he's just acting so coy and humble. Like, oh, shucks, it's so weird to have my McBee name on everything. Well, don't take her to your car wash then. Like, take her to a different one.
I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, they go to this own coffee shop when I'm sure there's plenty other ones. And it's like, it's so weird that my name, like, all shyly, like, coy, like, and just, like, brushing his bangs back, like, oh my God. You know, like, it's so weird. It's so weird that my name's on everything, but you took her to your coffee shop / car wash.
And so this is I just wrote, also, is he bad at sex? I don't know why I wrote that. They must have said something.
No, because the car wash is called the best 3 minutes you'll have in the car. Or that's like their slogan. It's the best 3 minutes you'll have in a car. And you said, well, he's bad at sex, which we figure out later. Of course
he really is. But they haven't even kissed. So sex is not even right now. They haven't even kissed.
Could you imagine flying in for a date where you've never even kissed a guy before?
But hey, Nolan,
but the guy sleep in the same bed as him that night?
Remember, well, yeah, because I'm watching Married at First Sight and The Ultimatum right now. So it seems completely normal to me. But hey, remember when he said he was going to put his personal life on hold?
I do.
Yeah, just kidding. He is focusing on his personal life now. And I'm literally in his confessional. In his confessional, he's wearing the same shirt, the same outfit that he said, I'm putting my personal life on hold. Then
that's another thing that that messes me up about reality TV too, is like the confessionals, because they have the same stuff on the whole entire thing through season. So obviously it's not organic. That's what I like about Love Island. They go into confessionals right after things happen. So they're talking about it without the thing that already happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's fresh on their mind. They don't know what's about to happen next. That's what just messes me up. I'm like, this is not your true reaction. You know what happens, but whatever.
Yeah, and they're telling a
stage
story in the past. Yeah, for sure. But she gets there and we see their first kist, and she's
weird,
mediocre about it. Yeah. She's sloppy, he's more reversed, whatever. And Cole never ever.
Hold on. First off, the boys cleaned his house for him and kind of pranked him out, put like the boobies on like in his fireplace and left him condoms on the bed. She's like, we haven't even kissed. Like, we're not using
They also found some male enhancement pills too. So at least he knows he has a problem. Okay.
And I have this too, which I thought was funny. It says farm equals lifestyle. Steven equals control issue. Steven equals poor women choices.
Don't be shorthanding her nose.
I guess Cole said it, and I said, what's new, Cole?
Oh, look, question. When you're watching, do you pause it ever to take notes, or are you just writing through it?
I'm just writing through it. Sometimes I pause it, but usually I just write through it.
Yeah, I'll pause, too, because I don't like to, because my handwriting gets so sloppy. But anyway, that's a little insider baseball for y'all. But,
Cole, and the handcuffs. We forgot about the handcuffs.
Oh, yeah, it's so stupid. So Cole never misses an opportunity to complain about Steven. And I get it. We get it. But Tessa says, he needs to respect you, Cole, like you respect him. And I'm like, what? Neither one of them seems right. Okay. Also, this is where I did a little digging about Allie's controversies. We already said that too, and like his berating text that I think he did actually issue a public apology for, and that's how we end episode 1.
Apology. Jesus.
We move into episode 2, Night of the Living Russians. Now we have switched over from counting down to the sentencing. We've switched over to counting to the time that Senior has to report. So we're at 6 weeks until Senior reports,
and this is where we find out that Steven is in fact bad in bed.
Yes,
best 20 seconds of her life.
The best 2 humps of her life. Now,
that tracks, though. He's probably so wound up so tight that he just can't even, exactly. You know what I mean? He's just like, ugh.
That's right. He couldn't have contained it. But this is what you're talking about, the confessionals. I wonder, were they still together when she did this confessional? Because would you talk about your boyfriend or your partner like this on TV?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe she's being shady and like and like kind of shamed him out like in the after. I don't know.
It just seems so out of pocket for this woman to talk like this about the man that she's actively with, but we know it's filmed, the confessionals are filmed later.
I don't know.
And so I'm just like, damn, Allie, put this man on blast. But later he says something similar about, somebody's putting them to shame or something.
No, he called it something, the quick trigger.
Yeah.
The quick trigger.
And so maybe it's like a running joke. I don't know, like whatever.
And then already the whole family is coming to dinner at Steven's house to meet her. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, no, his mom's coming and she's like, yeah, I can talk to her. I want to be a boy mom. That's all we need to know about Allie Eklund is she wants to be a, quote, boy mom.
And like already asking his mom for advice on kids is just so weird. Like, I don't know, maybe if you weren't dating her son, asking a mom about advice on kids isn't so weird, but when you're just dating this kid for 2 weeks and you're asking his mom about advice on kids, like, you're talking about with my son, right? Like, that's exactly. Weird,
like, I mean, they had barely even kissed and like slept together at this point. But we do learn here too, Jake gets his own confessionals now this season too, that Masha is living at Steve Sr.'s lodge, and he calls her a, quote, stage 5 clinger, and they're remodeling the house for when Steve moves out to go to college,
right?
To jail.
And his mama's moving in.
Where is this money coming from?
Declutter, repaint, like...
Oh, yeah. And then we also, too, learned that last year's Halloween party, because we're coming up on Halloween in this particular set of episodes, that there was a huge thing. They got into a big fight. Galena got arrested. Her mugshot, and she's got a huge gauze
I didn't
bandage.
even see the mugshot because I was writing.
No, girl, go back and look at it. The cops were called, and this woman got arrested, and she got a gauze on it. So, Galena, this is the advice I want to give to Galena. First off, get out. Get away. They're really fucking with you. But 2, this woman feeds on your reaction. So now what's happened is she turned up at your Halloween party last year, provoked you, and you went to jail.
It's how it's been every time. It's because she goes so hard, but it's because Masha just knows what to pick at her. And I see it because Masha freaking pisses me off,
too. I hate Masha, too.
It's her, like, quiet little voice and just the smug little things that she says. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And 2...
And she's just so indignant. Like, where do you come from that you have this, like, type of, like, I'm better than you? Like, and what are you doing?
And we learned a couple of times, too, that Steve has told her something and then told the family different, if we can believe her, which I don't believe nothing that Masha says.
Yeah.
But
Casey says that too later.
But, everybody really likes Allie, but Jesse finds Stephen choice to bring this woman the day after sentencing a little weird, Casey thinks she looks like Calla. Cole says that, he has a Pacific type. This is his Pacific type. And even when the producer tries to, like, nudge him towards the right one, he's like, no, it's Pacific, right? No, it's not. It's not. Galena's there. Like, they're having this whole thing, this, like, holy family thing without Steve Sr.
And I would say because he's getting settled in the city or something like that. I was like, what is happening?
And
also learned that Masha texted Mama McBee, which is weird as
wild.
Hell.
She just can't stand it that her and Galena are in a good place. So now she's trying to, like, weasel her way in. And we also learned that Cole has a deal in the works for the headquarters. And Stephen Jr., the smartest man in the room, he's like, I don't think you can handle it. I'm worried that you don't know enough about X, Y, and Z. And Cole's like, no, fuck off, dude. I got it.
Yeah, meanwhile, he literally is taking 3 days off just to hang with Allie for, the weekend. It's just like...
Also, too, all of their houses look exactly the same. It's all that white and gray.
Yeah, it's the modern farmhouse or whatever. It's gross. I hate it.
I guess. But Christy says at least Galena cares about the family.
Yeah, that is true, though. I do feel
And Masha only cares about Steve Sr., and okay, sure. But Galena, like I say about our dog Goldie Hawn, Galena's desperation is so off-putting that it like you can just, it's so palpable how bad she wants it.
Maybe that's what it is.
And I feel like we don't even know what this woman is like because all we've seen her is in the throes of the McBee men. But Steve Jr. is talking to Allie. He's really trying to woo her. I think they're at his house and he's like, yeah, things went really well with my family. You're fitting in really well. Sir, she's been here one day.
And like that's like what I said too, is that Allie performs how you should. Kala just did not give a fuck.
That's right. Kala couldn't family. She didn't know how to family.
And Allie really acts, she just kind of fits in. She jokes, she kikis, she laughs. She just, does what you're supposed to, like a normal person. You know what I mean? She just fits in where she can. She fits in where she gets in. And it's just kind of refreshing to see that.
Again, Steven Jr. starts telling his family's business to this blonde lady in his bed, talking about Cole with this new deal. And he still sees Cole as his dumbass little brother. And he's getting drunk, acting a fool. And I'm like, just like you, dude. You literally get drunk and act a fool. Do we want to go back to you making out with the twins, the incest twins last season? Come on.
Yes.
But Cole does have the meeting, and he shows the guy around, and Cole's like,
and Steven's just at home wringing his hands about it, like so stressed that Cole's gonna fuck it up. But I mean, he does a good job. He knows what he's talking about. Like, Cole and Casey are kind of killed it this season because Casey. We also have to mention Casey has her tallow business, which is a good people love bougie people love a beef tallow.
You
know
cannot
what I mean?
see me rolling my eyes, but she's like, it's like blowing up in the beauty community. Yeah, it's blowing up in the conservative trad wife beauty influencer community.
For sure.
I don't get content about beef tallow. Do you get content about beef tallow?
I have before, because
you're young, you're in the age group. I'm not getting about beef tallow, but nonetheless, it's she's trying to make it happen, and she wanted to do something that she could be at home with Blair, but also make a little money. And I think it's growing beyond what she can kind of hold on to it.
And then we have this weird moment where Steve Sr. texted Casey and was like, hey, we're going to have dinner at my house tonight. Can you drop some steaks off at Mama McBee? Christy is at Casey's house, just, hanging with the baby as grandparents do. And, and Casey's like, hey, Christy, could you drop these steaks off, please? And she just kind of looks at her for a second, and I'm like, did you just ask her to drop these steaks off at her cheating-ass ex-husband's house?
But see, this is the context that we're not getting. They all spend a lot of time together. I perceive...
They probably do that to make it seem like it's
right.
weird.
But another thing, too, is I can never get a sense of where anybody is and how far it is and how long it's going to take to drive.
Me too.
So, if Casey's at the fulfillment center and she's got Blair and he wants her to drive all the way down to Kansas City, that's 45 minutes.
No, they're on the farm. I'm saying because Steve Senior's house is on the farm.
Right, but he was in the city. So that's why he wanted Casey.
But he was going to drive down. Okay.
He was going to drive to the farm. And so it's like, he wanted Casey to drive the steaks down to the city and then drive all the way back. Like, it's just weird.
I think he wanted. I think he wanted. Yeah, I think he was in the city. Casey was at the farm. He wanted her to take the steaks to the house at the farm, and then he was going to drive down from the city and make them when he got home. Whatever. Anyway.
Yes, but pause while I open Chips Ahoy and the Nutter Butters, because Nutter Butters are my favorite. Chip, thank you for bringing me Nutter Butters. Those are my favorites. You want to say hello to everyone?
No thanks.
Okay. No thanks. He doesn't want it.
But anyway, when Chrissy gets there, Masha's there, and it's this whole weird fucking thing with them. I hate Masha. She needs to be slapped.
Why are we seeing so much of Masha and zero of Steve Sr.?
That she wants a check.
Zero sense. I know, but why? What's the production doing? I don't like it. Whatever. I don't care for it, and I don't. And she is not likable, Masha. And I hate to be that way about another one, but she's just, I don't know. She's just trying to get in good. And so when Chrissy gets there, there's a confrontation. And I think that we did not see a confrontation that had happened previously. So later on in a couple of episodes, Casey tells a story about a family dinner that happened 2 months ago, in which Chrissy was at the family dinner. Masha comes tearing up because they think that she's watching cameras, causes a scene between Chrissy and Masha. So there is bad blood that we didn't see, probably before filming started, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably.
And so...
But it's like where Christy's just so like, I don't want it. Don't bring it to me. I don't want it. I don't care. I'm just here. You know what I mean?
Masha blames the bad relationship on Christy. That Christy is the one that is like blocking the flow of communication and stuff. And I'm like, girl, you are with her ex-husband. There is no need for y'all to be friends. And I'll say this. I am very cordial with Nolan's dad's wife. She is a wonderful, beautiful woman. Are we best friends? No, we are not.
Is there a reason to be? No.
Yeah, we're not. And so there's really no need to be.
But Masha wants us to talk about their issues and all this stuff. And Christy's like, look, just leave my kids out of it. Get your life together. Stop showing up and being weird. And I don't want any drama. Like, let's just leave it at that.
Crazy enough, Christy doesn't like Masha because of what she's doing to Galena. We said that later, but like, that is something. Like, I don't know how to process that in my brain. Like, I don't know. But then we get this whole scene where Allie and Casey are driving from somewhere, and Stephen Jr. calls, which I do find this to be endearing, how they all talk to each other and just like kind of gossip and download with each other. I find that to be very cute and just like an endearing situation. But this idiot talking about, yeah, y'all, I'm marrying this one.
Oh, God, it's been 2 weeks.
No, but they talk every day for 2 weeks, Nolan.
You don't
Every
know
day for 2 weeks. And then he does this thing. This is not the first time he does it or the last, where he says, oh, what, Casey, are you going to be mad? I think you're just jaded because...
I know. I literally said he's like baiting her.
Yeah. You're just mad because I'm going to get married before you are. I'm going to get engaged before you. Why are you doing that? Like, Casey and this man have been together 5 years. They share a child. They share a home.
Like, you could never. He's just jealous.
Yeah, I guess. I think that he's feeling really left behind because he keeps talking
like
about
the oldest.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have any kids in their family. His clock is ticking or whatever.
Yes, and he's also, I think he might be threatened by Cole. And that's why he always denigrates him and talks about he's my dumb and drunky brother, like dumbbell brother. But in the very next scene, we see Cole close that deal. Mm-hmm. And they got to be out, too. They have 30 days to get out. And so whereas Cole is stepping up and like into his own, Stephen Jr. is falling apart because he can't, like he wants to be the smartest man in the room. Jesse is falling apart because things are going to be different. And he hates that. We got to pick up the pace because we are already 41 minutes in. We're on episode 2. So we got to keep going. All right, y'all, stay with us. Halloween party. What are the highlights?
Casey starts a lot of drama.
She is a shit stirrer.
Masha has cameras at lodges, and Galena goes and knocks them down right before the party.
God.
Because we find out about that fight, and Casey lets her know there's cameras at the lodge, and she's like, whatever.
We watch her go grab a shovel and smack the cameras down. Ooh.
Okay, at the party.
But they're all standing around chuckling like, oh, look at this crazy stuff. I'm like, y'all, get this woman some help.
Anyway, at the party, Masha shows up as Barbie. So is Casey. Which she wasn't even invited.
The minute Masha shows up, I just wrote down, Galena, stop drinking. Stop drinking. Don't go to the bar. Girl, keep yourself together.
Also, we find out that Masha says she wants a ring before jail or she's leaving.
So this is where I start to really question Masha's veracity. Like, I don't think she tells the truth.
Mm-mm.
Before that, it was kind of like in question and stuff. But this does not sound like the Steve Sr. we know. Like, we know that this man is not about to buy her a ring. Like, we know. Now, whatever, maybe he's doing some jail talk before. It seems like other Allie might have her head on straight. But Stephen Jr. is so sprung, and you can see her kind of trying to kind of reconcile, like, okay, I really like him. He really likes me. He's coming on so hot, like her eyebrows are singeing off. It is too much, too soon. It's been a week.
Yeah, literally. And I noticed, too, that the whole time that, like, the cameras have it on, like, Masha and her talking to somebody, Galena's in the background watching.
Oh, my God. She's such a creeper.
But whenever Galena's talking to somebody, too, Masha's in the background kind of looking, too. It's super weird.
Yeah, Steve Sr. has a type. Well, so we end there. Lots of stupid horrors and please don't come to my parties, whatever. This is episode 3. Cass, this is hard for me to say, cash-strapped cash cow, which, weird name for it, but same old shtick. Masha's delusional. Casey tells Galena they're going to have her back. It picks up at the Halloween party. But it was a sweet moment where Casey was like,
we pick you.
Yeah, we got it. Right. The other Allies, this is where I didn't realize that the other Allie was going to be there through every episode because I was like, she's still in town.
But we forget they almost live together now.
And then there's some beef about Cole went hunting instead of Halloween, the first Halloween. Girl, this baby is 9 months old. Don't take her trick-or-treating. Stay at home, watch movies, do whatever, but like, don't take her not trick-or-treating.
They go to a damn petting zoo. Like, where's the baby going to do my petting zoo?
I mean, I get wanting to do things with your baby, and you're excited, and this is your first one, but And you're a first parent, but like this baby don't remember one thing, not one thing, any of this stuff. So, but
also they've sold the helicopter for $2.4 million. They've sold the headquarters.
I write that stuff down. Yeah,
headquarters for $7 million. Steven asked her to move in after a few days.
Wait, also too, this is important where they're at the petting zoo or this like festival, and Steve Jr. is looking on at other Allie and his mom talking, and he's like, "Oh, don't they look the same?" She just really reminds me of her. Like,
weird.
Who wants to fuck their mom? Nobody except Steven Jr. Because we learn later she fed him with a spoon until he was 11 years old
and cut his toenails.
And cut his toenails until he was a grown adult. There's some Bates Motel stuff happening here.
I think so, but I mean,
I need them to clear it up.
Every boy looks for their like their mom and their partner, and every.
You better hope not.
I do.
We'll talk that off air. That's a different podcast because no, you don't want your son to marry someone like you. It's weird.
Cole and Casey are fighting more and more because of all the pressure of the farm. And this made me mad too because Cole was like, well, he didn't put the freaking outfit in the bag. She's like, well, you packed the bag then. Exactly. But if you want the outfit, pack the fucking bag.
The bag's in the car. Just go and get it. Don't pick a fight. Casey's already spoiling for a fight anyway, but whatever. They're almost to the auction, and this is funny because they're trying to separate the baby cows from the moms. And what's important here is that Cole is getting after it. He's like, yeah, get it, whatever. Yeah. And what's Steven doing?
Just hanging off it, grabbing Allie's ass, just
hanging out, whatever.
I said Cole is killing the cow separate.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to call it.
Same. But we see Casey and Cole later, and she talks about how she's all about the yelling and the name calling. We didn't see any of that. Now, what happened when they got home and the fight escalated? We can't tell. But we didn't see any of the name calling and stuff.
They want to keep the stuff away from Blair. I'm like, she's 6 months old. She's sleeping and shitting. She don't give a fuck if you're fighting in the next room.
But is Casey referring to the quote name calling when Cole's like, okay, Calla? Is that the next?
I think so. I forgot he said that.
That's the name.
Because she was like, "Oh, you really want to go there?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "No, he does not want to go there right now with her."
Allie, the other Allie's a green flag for marriage. No. Casey's a green flag for marriage that they can work things out really amicably. Yeah. Blah blah blah. They're about to go down to Iowa or up to Iowa, and he wanted to be a boys' trip, but Steven can't help it. He got to stay with his girl.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, the other girls were like, "Yes, thank God."
Yeah. And boys' trip, they can't have road beer, so it's not legal in Iowa. Okay. This is the part where Masha calls Allie and Casey. I could not get my mind around what was happening at first. Later on, when they kind of like retell the story, I got a sense of what was happening. But Masha calls to come get Galena's shit, but she doesn't say come get Galena's shit.
She says there's a bunch of shit down here.
Come get it. What do you want any of this stuff?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but listen.
And also, Masha only ever calls when she needs something. I'm like, just stop answering the phone.
And
put her on Do Not Disturb.
Casey be starting shit, though. She was like, hey, man, did you know that Masha wants to fuck Jesse? That's not what happened. She said that Jesse was her whole pass. But, I mean, does Allie need to know that? I mean, like, Allie is not
right now.
Exactly. Allie is her heart can't take it. Okay, like your heart can't take it.
But they have dinner at Steve's house. We figure out that they had a dinner at Steve's house and that Steve does not like Casey. Yeah. And
Steve doesn't like Casey?
Yeah, I put that down that Steve doesn't like Casey. Steve doesn't like Casey. They said that. They said she doesn't like Casey because I don't remember, because they flash back to, or remember in season 1, Steve said something about he doesn't like Casey either because she doesn't have work ethic, blah, blah. It's like Callie and Casey were like kind of in the same package.
Hell, well, I totally missed that then.
Yeah. And then that's when the Masha drama happened. And then we figure out that
Casey, though, because that's when Allie and Casey go to Senior's Lodge. Casey is all gas, no brake.
Yeah.
She will not take her foot off this woman. Like, she's like, no, you're a liar. I thought you said y'all weren't friends. Oh, but you were still fucking her man. And then when Masha gets up to go to the bathroom, Casey stands outside the bathroom door and was like, listen, we don't believe you because you're lying, girl. Like,
and Masha's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can you get out of the house? Like, I invited you here, but can you get the fuck out, please?
Something about Rolexes in the trash. Like, Casey will not let up. And like, good for her, because Masha sucks. And
Masha's like, I was never raised like this to talk to my elders. Girl, you're like 10 years older than me.
How old is Masha?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So then
Masha's dumb.
She's dumb.
And she's like, I asked Steve You think he's going to tell you the truth
Well,
about
that's
anything?
what Casey said. She's like, you believe the man who was fucking another woman behind his girlfriend's back? Sure. Got it.
Yeah.
So then we go to the Tipsy Turtle, and we learn everything we need to know about Cole here.
Right, because, first the boys go to Trip because they're selling their cows. So they're selling their cows. It could be a lot of money. It could be like, they need like $500,000 from these calves. These cows.
I don't know if anybody cares about that because I don't.
Oh, I like when they do business.
Yeah, you like that.
I like
the aggro. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
I like when they do business.
We'll stay in. We'll stay in.
Because I thought it was cool too whenever they were talking and like I think that they were kind of quiet, baby.
He's playing Ninja Turtles, mother.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Non-Ninja Turtle movie.
But I just thought it was interesting because whenever their cows come in, it gets kind of quiet. I don't know if it's because of their name or if it's because their cows actually do look like shit because they kind of zoomed in on their cows.
Hold on. I want to talk about how we learned everything we need to know about Cole when he says, here, I need 4 Tipsy Turtles. Make them strong.
I literally said out loud, you mean doubles?
Ugh. Okay, whatever. So then they're at the auction,
right?
And Jake thinks he's doing something by cyber stalking Allie. Oh, she's been married before. Stephen already knows. And meanwhile,
because he did the cyber stalking.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while these boys are doing the work, Steven is at home with his bombshell blonde in a bikini. His words, not mine. Okay.
And I wrote this down later, but they talk to each other like they're on Love Island. Like they have to rush to get this done. Like they talk about their connection. And he said bombshell blonde in a bikini. Like what? Are they on Love Island?
Maybe
we don't know.
Maybe he's a fan.
Like they want to be on the show. She looks like she'd be on the show, though.
Yeah, so does Steven.
Yeah,
except I think his hat is doing
old.
something. His hat's doing something to his hairline in a way that he probably
He'd
couldn't.
have to wear a hat.
He couldn't go without a hat. But you know what? Jesse doesn't judge. Whatever. This is where sticks her to move in with him. Maybe you just make home base here. Oh, there's so many signs that you shouldn't. Like, oh, this lease and this and this. Just come live with me after 2
First time,
weeks.
like she's still there from the first time they met each other.
But she's getting skeptical though. Like she's like, oh, I don't know. I didn't really want this to happen. I wanted to take it slow. And this man has a damn document of what he won't.
Oh, yeah, you screenshot it. I didn't screenshot it.
I did indeed. And so, Yeah,
and Allie's like, I wasn't even going to post anybody until I was walking down the aisle. Like, I don't really know. Like, she does, what most do and folds in front of him. So
I'm going to give you it. So 5'6" to 5'8", blonde hair, light eyes. It could be green or blue, Nolan. He's flexible. A passion for working out. So skinny. Athletic and come from an athletic family, so you're already out. He wants a dream girl to live with passion. He also, I took 2, hold on. And then here's the list. He wants someone to wake up at 4 a.m. and between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. wake up, read, and journal. That's their morning routine.
What does that have to do with him?
Then they want to go to bed at 9 p.m. You're out. Like, you fit all of the other characteristics except for athletic family and wake up at 4 a.m. It's the 4 a.m. part that you're just like, okay.
I mean, no, thank you to begin with. But, I don't know. What should she have for him? Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what an ideal, I'm sure he does tick off a lot of boxes if we're talking Love Island talk.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of crazy, kind of possessive, talks ugly as hell.
Not kind of possessive. We saw the text.
Yeah,
he's very possessive. And his long-term plans involve her, though. And as much as she's sort of like giving it, it's giving coercion. Like,
and it's giving love bombing. He's like love bombing the shit out of her.
Yes,
and
so much.
He is pressing so hard. Like he asked 3 separate times, "Can we make a post today? How about we post? What picture should we post?
That was so crazy.
How can we post a picture? What should the caption be? Like no shit, back to back to back to back to back. Well, probably not back to back, but throughout the day.
So you're younger than Steven and Allie, but is this a conversation that you and your partners
maybe
have?
If I was social media. But, I don't really, I'm a Facebooker.
But I mean,
I don't even have Instagram.
When
really.
Noel's a Facebooker at 27. But your friends, when you talk to your friends.
No, it doesn't matter.
They're having a conversation about.
That's why I feel like the whole Love Island, everybody we're talking, now we're dating, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't even think my boyfriend ever asked me to be his boyfriend. We just decided, it just happened.
If we had taken a shot every time they said hard launch, we'd be dead.
God.
We'd be dead in the ground because they're hard launching their relationship on social media. They're hard launching it. And they hard launched it right in the middle while his other brothers are trying to fight for their life to get money for their each head of cattle. So, like...
But it's just, like, I guess when you live in, like, a social media world, that's, like, all you care about, and it's, like, the likes and the follows and the comments are making your money.
I guess.
But,
and
like...
he tries to pretend, too, because he says that she already took a picture in his gym, which she didn't know people would recognize it.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she did, because she's no dummy. But
I have two different comments from Cole where he's like, should have been down here with the boys that he says about Steve. And then he's like, we're just trying to make a living. Yeah. So he's like talking about, like he should be here with the boys and like kikied up. And then when he's talking to the brothers, at the thing, he's like, hey, we should be down here. We're trying to make a living. Yeah. Like phrases it very differently about Steve. And I was like, okay, I mean, which one do you want really?
But turns out you like business. It didn't go great for them at the auction.
No, they needed $2,200 for a calf. They got $1,960 for the first one, $1,800 for the second one, and $1,500 for the third.
Generally speaking, they got $500 lower across the board. The ring, $35,000.
Look, it was so big.
Where does that money come from?
Alone.
You taking on more debt, whatever. And this is where we start to see the seeds of Jesse and Allie's stuff kind of really come to like roost. Jesse feels really disconnected from her. They don't ever see each other. And when he's looking at Cole and Casey, he's kind of feeling like, oh, bummer. Like they're doing this thing. They're so close, blah, blah, blah. And he feels distant. Well, you know what? You're actually distant because you're at the farm and she's at home in the city house. Yeah.
And Casey said this too. They're very reserved people. And maybe that's what we were trying to put our finger on that we couldn't last time that we were talking about them. But I don't know. They just act like they've never met like they just met 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and they've been together 12 years.
Right, and I get, like, the cameras, like, I would be super weird in front of cameras if they were in my bedroom when me and my husband are trying to have an intimate conversation.
No, but even at the Halloween party, Allie Eklund, other Allie was like, hey, y'all kiss. She's like, oh, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Gross. Blech. Boys are gross. We get that whole scene at Galena's house. Not much to talk about there besides Casey telling Galena that she wanted us to come pick up your shit. She's mad.
And also Galena saw Brooke out and said that she wants to have a talk with Brooke.
So that's that.
If we forgot about Brooke, Steve's
Casey and Allie are besties. They spend all their time together. And I guess this is, they're in the bubble. Nobody else understands too. But we fast forward to Allie.
They're like set best friends. They have to. If they're not, what do they do?
I know. And too, their babies are the exact same age almost. Like, Jesse doesn't want to help with Summer. This is where Casey asks, is Jesse helping with Summer?
Yeah.
And Allie's like, no, I'm there alone. He is at the farm. We're not focusing on our marriage.
Because we thought that she was going to quit her job before at the end of season 2. Yeah. So I guess she didn't do that, and she's working and taking care of Summer and, all the things that come along.
This is what killed me too, that Casey's like, yeah, he's got a lot going on in his personal life. This woman is his personal life.
Yeah, what is he doing? Casey even says this too, though. She's like, the farm, the sun sets at 6:00. I'm like, what is he doing at the farm all night long?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. It's proposal day. Cole, it's not a Zamboni, it's a gazebo.
Yeah.
And this is where I was just like, Cole's turning out to be the best McBee. Period. It's a top secret mission. They're trying to trick Allie into the spa.
Yeah, we also figure out that Allie and Jesse don't have sex. She mentions that in there, which is a thing.
The spa's like the Super Bowl. The auction's like the Super Bowl. Everything is the freaking Super Bowl around here. And
they talk about how they like Allie, that how Steven sucks in bed. They heard that from his other girlfriend.
This is no joke. We're at almost a dozen references of how terrible this man is at bed. Yeah. This is out there. Like, we can see this. Like, that is public record now.
And I just wrote this too, that Allie just seems so sad.
Yeah, she does. And she probably is. She's fairly alone. Can you imagine just like being day in, day out with a 6-month-old, and maybe her mom comes to visit. I don't know. Galena goes to meet Brooke. It's fine. Her short hair is real cute.
Yeah, they don't really talk about anything, really. Yeah. I mean, she kind of just lectures Galena, and Galena's just like, okay.
Yeah, she does lecture her. And Galena's face looks so swollen. Is it weight or is it drinking? Like, doesn't it look just like swollen? I don't know.
It looks like it's like tight or something.
Yeah, so the proposal, and
I just wrote meaning good.
Yeah. The proposal is so funny. Like, Cole worked so hard for it to be a surprise, but when she walked around the corner, those giant letters said, "Marry me."
He was standing behind him.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
Like, girl,
go up and meet her up there and walk her to it.
But she knew what was happening the whole time.
He also had Blair, which I thought was so cute. That made me tear up a little bit. For real.
This whole thing was really cute.
Yeah. And they're all like watching from a window. Uncle Jimmy had his binoculars through the window.
Yeah. Do you want to know the tea and drama with them online? That Calla has posted and spilled.
Oh God, yeah.
So apparently, before Blair, Casey pitched up pregnant.
Casey did?
Casey did. And Christy had a paternity test, was not Cole's. And so she had a fairly late abortion, 20 weeks or so.
Casey?
Yes.
Cole's wife?
Yes. And that they all knew about it. And that there was also another woman that turned up pregnant. It was Cole's. Another paternity test was done. And they offered her, I forget, thousands of dollars to get an abortion. And she said, no, I won't be getting an abortion.
Oh, but she lost it later.
But she wound up losing.
I did hear that. But I did not know that was the case. But they did have an on-again, off-again relationship. So I guess maybe that happened in the off-again.
Yeah. But it goes to speak to this bubble that they've created and how they feel untouchable and they feel so entitled that they are really throwing money at everything they can, and to kind of cultivate this. And it just feels so entitled that everybody's disposable. Everybody can be bought. Everybody can bend to the will because this is who we are. And that speaks a lot to their values and their ethics. So that's all I'm saying.
Damn.
There. Yeah. It's a lot of drama coming out. And I don't know. We need to listen to the podcast with Steve Sr., but Steve Jr. has said that there will be no season 4. He's like, I'm not coming back to this shit. I can't do it. So
Steve Jr. Steve Sr. said that.
Steve Jr. said that.
Yeah, because everybody's talking shit about him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
about how bad he is in bed.
So,
and I thought it was funny too that after they were leaving, Casey was like, "Sit down to make another baby," and Cole said, "I guess."
Jeez Louise. Okay, so then we're in the car wash.
Allie brings us Galena versus Masha.
This is so dumb. We already saw how it went down. This is not. And poor Allie, she always gets pulled into this shit because Masha asked her to do it. And why is Braden there? Okay, is he the muscle?
I was just about to say probably.
She doesn't give in. She's like, you just relied on a man. I'm independent. I got my shit together. And Allie's like, ooh. Let's don't do that. That's not what we're gonna do. Nobody takes accountability. And somebody was like, well, maybe this was me that said this. What is this woman gonna do when he goes away to college? Like, what even is she gonna do?
That's why she wants to get married. Duh.
But then what? She's gonna sit up
she
there
has
by herself?
Well, yes, but then she has access to all this stuff. But I just really thought it was kind of shady too, because the only thing that Masha took from that, Galena, was like somehow she said that Arena was kind of messed up over the whole scenario, and the only thing that Masha took from it was, oh, I'm so sorry that Steve's not caring for your daughter enough, that you can't do it yourself, pretty much, which was a hard blow.
Yeah, and Steve has said that he perceives Arena as his family as well. Let's talk about this anniversary dinner. This is rough.
It's like hell. It's like a first date.
It was, but like a first date, people who hate each other.
Right.
They're arguing about who's on the phone, and he's like, oh, well, I guess you're going to be on your phone. And later, he's like, well, who's on their phone now? And I'm like, ugh.
It's just so weird. It's like, why?
And he went to play golf, and he came in drunk, and she can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That is language that a person uses when they are at the end, which also, I saw another bit of juicy gossip.
Oh, God. I think I know which one.
Where they took a picture of her in summer, and she's not wearing a ring.
Oh, no.
And then I saw, because I follow Jessie on Instagram, and there's all these like really cutie patootie pictures of Summer, which I guess it was her first birthday. Allie's not in near one of them.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So
I saw something too that was talking about, like, Jessie was talking ugly to Allie on something. I sent it to you on TikTok. I don't know if we watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
All right. Episode 5, Business Beef. This is where...
Okay. I would shoot Steven in the head.
Steven Jr. got Casey a potbelly pig. I thought it was cute at first where she said that she mentioned it, but then when she comes in and she's like, absolutely not, and then he poops in the house.
Get that thing.
Get it out. No.
Make some bacon.
Sorry, Peter. Sorry, Peter. Masha comes by. She's getting real bold and real comfy, just popping by people.
She's getting real clicky with Allie 2.0 because she's the only one that's new.
Well, other Allie is indulging that shit. We see in a little bit.
I think she's just like, look, I'm just committing to the bit. If this is what we're doing, I'm here for it. Yeah. I'm just committing to the bit.
And Masha's taking advantage of her newness a little bit too, right? She's going to do a calendar for
a classy shoot.
They're not going to let him have that shit. No. I'm just telling you right now, I couldn't even wear open-toed shoes when I taught him in jail. They're not going to let them. If I had on a sleeveless shirt, they're like, no, you have to put something on it. They're not going to let him have that. This is a federal prison, whatever. But she asked Allie to take the pictures. So Tessa gets promoted, or I guess laterally moved.
I said that too. I said, Tessa phrased, I got promoted very nicely.
Yeah. And I mean, she did, right? Like she went from fuel person to office manager, and so they didn't want to fire her, so they just kind of restructured. Casey comes to get the fat, and Galena's sad because she wasn't there at the proposal.
Which I literally thought it, which actually I didn't think it till she said it, but thinking about it once she said it, I was kind of like, why wasn't she there? That seemed like something that she could have been.
Yeah, and she's just trying to make sense of where she stands, and so she's getting these mixed messages. Okay. Back to Jesse and Allie. It's taco night with the brothers and the girls.
Freaking worst idea they've ever had.
This is so dumb.
And obviously they get the questions that are pointed directly at what their problems are.
Well, Steven Jr. is volunteering a lot of information that nobody want to know.
No, Allie is. Allie 2.0.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, talks about, in the shower. I was like, girl, don't. And she was like, this family, their dad talks about stuff. I thought I was just, being a part of the family, doing what they do.
Apparently, this is where we learn that Steven Jr. is a real quickie in the bed. Oh, I mean, this poor man, he's never going to live this down. I don't know if poor man is the right way to say it, but, good thing they're rich-ish. Because you can't fuck and you can't talk and your family is insane. So
what is this episode called?
Business beef.
Oh, I wrote McBeef with business should have been the name.
That's right. That's a good one. McBeef with business.
But yeah, they asked some questions. Are you happy with sex life? What can they do better? What are you hesitant to tell them?
Allie and Jesse have initiation problems because, baby, you're right, because they are so reserved.
Yeah, and she also stopped taking her birth control, but they're not having sex, so it don't matter.
Look, Casey too, she's like, listen, man, just get in there and just bang it out for 10 days in a row. It'll stop it. And I just think... I think this is what Allie is not saying, is that she had this postpartum stuff. Her baby is 6 months old. Her body doesn't feel like her own again. And I think if Jesse would show up for her emotionally or just kind of be available to her.
Hey, dude, can I help you? Do you want to go take a shower for 10 minutes and I'll sit here with Summer? Yeah. That would be, it is so hard being a single mom when the babies are so small. It's so hard. All you want is just to go take a shower for 5 seconds without the baby yelling for you.
And Allie is a single mom who's married. And they kind of settle on, neither one of them listens to each other.
But that's what I said too. Everybody's like, I feel like they got married because everybody wanted them to. And I feel like that they were still together
12 years. What were they going to break up?
Well, they were together, I feel like, just out of habit. Do you know what I mean? And then they hit that point where everybody's like, are y'all going to get married? And they felt like they had to. So now they're married, still doing the same thing, just in their habits. And they even said that they're just doing the motions. You know what I mean?
And Casey checks back in the next day, and Allie, like you said, just real hun dog, real Eeyore about it, that they're living separately. Jesse, and this is where she says that Jesse will spend 4 to 5 nights at the farm.
There's only 7 days.
I mean, that's wild.
That's a whole week.
And they're at dinner, and Allie says, I could survive with or without Jesse. She keeps using this kind of language.
She'd be fine.
It's doomed. I mean, it's doomed.
I'm just saying,
this shit's doomed.
I feel like she's already planning how she's going to do it. She says, too, she's like, I've got my own money, I've got my own stuff, I've got all this. I'm good.
Yeah, this shit's doomed, though, right?
Which Casey, probably not, but Allie, for sure.
Casey couldn't fight her way out of a wet paper sack. She don't know shit. But we go there, and I just keep mentioning how big their house is. It's wild. And we do learn that Casey put in $12,000 to this beef tallow business, and her name's not even on the label.
Right.
And so this is where I said, Allie smells money, and she wants in. But I've seen the text messages, and I've seen the stories that she's posted. I can't sort out what's happening because, like I was saying earlier, what's happening on the screen is really disconnecting with what's happening behind the scenes and on social media. Rumor got out that Allie asked for more money per episode than a lot of these people are making, and that this idea that she was going to be part of this business, that she wanted money for it. But she kind of
She's
counters
like,
that.
if you give me 20%, I'll say yes to get married.
Steven said that. Steven said he was going to give her 20%. And in her Instagram, she's like, listen, I wasn't even going to charge Casey what I normally do. My normal rate would not be an appropriate invoice for her because she makes a lot of money. She makes like $20,000 a post.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bonkers.
But Casey says this too, which I thought was funny, that Casey's Instagram, she has like 120,000. She has like 120,000 followers. The McBee farm has about 100,000 followers. And Allie has about 250,000 followers too. So really, she's like, if they made a post from Casey's page and the McBee farm's page, she'd be good.
Right. But yes, too. And I think that's a practical way to put it. But Steven Jr. is framing it that she has all this expertise. She knows how to do it.
Also, he did go to marketing school. I mean, if he wasn't such a fucking prick the way he talks to everybody, I'd be like, okay, do it. But
somebody says something about like Cole, maybe it's Cole, that Jesse and Allie just haven't figured out yet how to be like, she works, had postpartum troubles, postpartum depression, and lives separately from her husband. It's different. Y'all are not in the same situation. Yeah. Like, you cannot compare. But Cole's definitely the best McBee brother. Allie talking to Steven about the tallow. Steven thinks everybody is way more stupider than he is, more stupider. He's the only smart person ever. Why can't Casey run this business, though, right?
Well, I mean, and she even says, too, she's like, look, like, I want help. I need help. But I don't think that Allie should get 20% because it'd be 40 for her, 40 for Steven, or 40 for McBee, and then 20 for Allie.
Well, my thing is, like, Steven, and we understand now, back it up, too, but, like, why is Steven fighting for 20%? Just pay her as a consultant.
Or just pay her, or just take 80, or, take 60% for McBee and for you and pay her out of your percent.
Exactly. That's what Casey said. Pay her out of your shit, then. Yeah. That's what you want to do. But he wants to take over.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was funny that Chrissy has banned Masha from all family occasions.
Nope, stay home.
No Masha. Oh, and this is too that Jesse also mentions about how Allie had a hard time. So, like, she obviously, like, if Jesse's saying it and picked up on it.
That's what I think, too. Yeah. I think she's not letting on. And also, too, postpartum depression there's a lot of stigma that happens. But women feel really guilty because, the idea is that your baby comes out and you immediately bond with them and you immediately love them and you immediately understand how to be in the world. And not every woman has that experience. And that can be really isolating, especially in a culture that's so traditional and this.
Christy mentions, too, how good of a mom Casey is in the beginning. And so I'm sure that, like, comparing herself to Casey, who is a stay-at-home mom who isn't working full-time, and she would tell whatever.
And Casey, too, is much more likely to fall in line, especially evidenced by when they're having this whole conversation, like her and Steve Jr. and Cole, and she's letting Cole talk for her in that meeting about the things. I'm just like, girl, hang the phone up, go talk to a lawyer, go get this, like, where's the feminism here? Like, you are an equal participant in this thing. Act like it. I did notice, too, the next scene, the scene between Allie and Jesse, where he walks in the door, and the way the editing is, he walks in the door, he says hello, she's like, can you make a bottle? And immediately the tone is set for this very kind of perfunctory, cold exchange. He comes in, and they talk, and
they try, because I guess Summer's there, so they try to kind of, like, be
each other. It's like they don't understand how to be. And so she tries to say a few things like, I would be willing to do this 10 days of intimacy. You're gone all the time. And he never really says his thing. And then she says, we just want to feel, which is funny. She always couches it as we. Like, we want to feel wanted. We want to see more of you. We want to be a family.
Because, I mean, her and her baby are more together now.
But Allie does this thing where she uses other people to hide behind to say what she wants. Like, well, Casey said that me and you had a real problem. Or, where Calla was saying that this blah, blah, blah. And so she's doing it now with Summer. She's like, we feel this way. We feel that way. And Jesse's like, well, I want to feel wanted too. They're talking about two different things. Allie's talking about
family. He's talking about sex.
Yes, family, spending time together, being emotionally present. And he's talking about fucking. Period, hands down. And he kind of gets snarky at the end. He's like, I fucking love these conversations. And this is where I just wrote, this shit is doomed. that's the end of 5. We go to 6. First impressions and final farewells.
I would say we did skip over really the Masha photo shoot, which
Yeah,
I thought
I
was
did.
just, I was about to say, which I just thought was funny because she was so freaking awkward when she used to be a model. Like, they show, like, a few model pictures. I'm like, this is weird.
Over it on purpose.
I was like, this is weird. But I just really thought it was interesting how Allie 2.0 kind of plays in and just, like, plays to who she's with a lot.
Yeah, which is the way to do it.
And finds out the info.
Yeah,
finds out all the info, asks a lot of juicy questions. She asks the right questions to find the right info.
9 days until Stephen Jr. goes to jail. No, not Stephen Jr., Stephen Sr. Just bide our time. Stephen Jr.'s next, probably.
And it's about, around, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and so Stephen's mustache is back here. They're talking about, and they're in Casey's kitchen. She has some word art. It says, "Stay strong, work hard, be kind."
Oh, I didn't even notice.
And Chrissy, it's getting really close to him having to report. And so Chrissy's really trying to stay optimistic, and she's talking to Cole. But she's also a really good business person, which will come into play in just a few minutes when we talk about it. And Masha is acting like she's going to be a goddamn prison widow. Just waiting his house, or she was fucking other dudes. Like, what is she going to be doing?
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to be here for him. I just want to be here for him. Be here for that money. Well, I don't know what money, but.
And then we look at girls' night. So it's Allie, Casey, Tegan, and some rando person. And
one of Allie's friends.
Yeah. And so notice that Summer is with Allie. And this is where I started thinking, and this is me just sort of filling in the blanks. Allie's an anxious mother. Part of her depression may have been, I don't want anybody else to hold her.
I thought the same exact thing.
I don't want anybody I can't leave her. And I think that might be distancing to Jesse as well, too, because he even says, well, you know what? I take advantage of the time, which is different. But he's like, I'll stay home with her and you can go and do.
And she doesn't want to.
But
so
Allie's
he's like, I'll go out.
Yeah, Allie's too anxious to leave her. So I did kind of pick up on that when she said, which a lot of moms are that way. Mm-hmm. And Casey's really firm that the other Allie is absolutely not getting 20%, which is good, right? Because we know now that they're already fucking broken up.
Yeah, she compared it to Galena about how Steve gave Galena money and doesn't want that to happen because Galena's stuck in the business.
Doesn't it seem very familiar, though? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like playing out. Jesse, first Allie reports that Jesse thought the other intimacy was a joke. Ouch. So here's the thing. So, the boys have been, the car wash, the boys have been whipping themselves up, mad about Galena's Instagram presence, mad that she's hanging out with housewives, whatever. So they call a meeting. Stephen Jr. thinks she's clocked out. And I was like, is this an intervention?
Well, because the car wash is for now. And, that's Galena's baby, what she says, her baby. It's because the cars just have to support themselves. There's no money coming anywhere else. So Galena's got to step it up and get these car washes in.
90% of the damn farm. So the car washes are the only revenue source, apparently.
What is Jesse doing at the farm anyway, then? I guess packaging meat late at night?
10%, I guess. I don't know. But Stephen gets loud immediately. And I think this is his tactic, especially with women.
No, he says later in the episode, he says, my passion is mistaken for aggression. And I was like, no, your aggression is mistaken for aggression. Yeah, exactly. You're mistaking aggression for passion.
Because you notice he doesn't talk that way and doesn't get that way so much with his brothers. Maybe Cole a little bit, but he does. He immediately gets loud with her and talking about, you're not focused. And she
Jesse,
gets defensive, of course. And this is
so sweet.
I know, but he said it wrong. Perspective is not reality. It's perception.
Oh, see,
is reality.
I wrote perception. What did he say?
He wrote perspective.
Oh.
And that's something my mother used to always say, is that perception is reality. That's the only reason I know it. But yes, he's very sweet. He doesn't like any kind of conflict.
Yeah, he's like, it would be like if anybody, if I was posting, if Cole was posting, if Stephen was posting, you can't post about living, going, and traveling a lot when our business is going into bankruptcy.
And Galena says, y'all need to go.
Yeah, he literally just says, can y'all get out of the office, please?
She's like, I gotta go. And they're like, what? Mouths hanging open? Like, you gonna tell us to leave? Yeah, get the fuck out. And how much is Stephen gone anyway? Like, how dare you?
Right. But then literally next scene, he's going to meet Allie's family in Texas.
Yes, he's leaving. This is the last Thanksgiving that this man's going to have with his dad before he goes to prison. And I'm just going to fuck off to Allie's house. But he is... Allie's dad's not a yeller. He's a real serious guy. And so there is some tension there that Stephen is not going to make a good impression, which we learn later that he does not make a good impression. He was distracted. He didn't connect. And thank God this man did not ask her dad for her hand in marriage.
I literally have right here, do not ask for her hand.
We know that
please.
He didn't. And she was happy that he did.
That he did not.
Yes, and then they take their babies to a brewery to celebrate Jake's birthday. Oh, this is another thing that I've seen some behind the scenes. So if you notice here that somebody asked where other Allie is, and Steven Jr. says, "Oh, she's sick as a dog." Well, at this point, she was negotiating her contract, and she said, "I'm not going to continue to film until you guys lock down my rate and lock down what we're doing."
She's a businesswoman.
Yes, she is, because she talked to her manager and she talked to her lawyer, and she said, "I will not continue to film because I haven't signed the final thing. I don't know what you guys are going to pay me." Like, no, I'm not doing it. So he says she's sick as a dog.
Oh, I don't even remember him saying that.
Yeah, no, I do. I wrote it down. But so Casey, in her impeccable timing, pulls Steven for a chat. I guess hands her baby to somebody else at the fucking brewery.
She did. She hands it to Cole right away and says, "I'm going to go pull him for a chat."
Yeah, and
they talk and they tell. Really, Love Island has done something to us where pull for a chat isn't regular conversation. I'm like, stop! Like, just say, "Can I talk to you really quick?"
No,
like, why is pull you for a chat?
I will die on the pull you for a chat.
I hate it.
I'm so sorry, but she says, "I'm not doing it," and again, he gets mad. He uses that dumb fucking pie metaphor that he does. And this is where she talks about the follower business. And he's like, "Listen, what? I mean, I'm not going to, what do you mean? You're going to pay me $15 an hour to do the fucking website?" He's loud and loud and loud and loud.
And like, as anybody who gets yelled at, you mean, I'm a crier.
Yes,
you're a crier.
Me too.
It doesn't make her weak because she cried. I feel like Steven's like, "Oh, fuck, she's just fucking crying now," and storms off, throws his mic off.
Who throws the tantrum?
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And it is so embarrassing. And the thing about it is, and we know this from scenes from the next time, that's not the thing that's going to cause a rift between Cole and Steven. Cole's going to take Steven Jr.'s side, like 100%. We see it. But
I wrote this down too, that Jesse's not very good with Summer either. Like, Summer's sitting in his lap and he's all awkward with her. And he's like, "Go to grandma."
Girl, he doesn't have any practice.
Yeah.
How would he be good with her? Let's talk about this damn upper management meeting. First off, poor old Brayden. Do we need to get a paternity test?
No, I said the same thing.
Do we need to get a paternity test for Brayden? Why is this man boxing this poor baby out? Is he punishing him for spending time with his mother? His name was not even on that org chart. I know, he even said,
"Where was I?"
I know, not even on that org chart. But the
Christy McBee is interim president.
Yeah. So I am making a prediction right now. She's going to take this company over and run it into the ground. Because she's mad. Because she's fucking mad. She is going to fire Galena. She's going to fire. She's like, you know what? You're done.
I don't think she wants it yet. I think that he just put her in there because that way so she has to sign off on all the stuff so the boys don't make dumb decisions. So because the boys are like, they're super like, in the moment, "Oh, I think this will be a good idea." And she's probably like, "No, let me think about it." So that way she has to sign off on everything.
You think
I was thinking.
Steve Sr. trusts her more than the boys?
Yes. I mean, I don't know.
More than Steven, I guess. Because
yeah.
The thing is, though, Steven doesn't change. He's still the CEO.
And that's what I'm saying. But like, maybe like to get into like the bigger money, like stuff like that, she'll have to sign off or something.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about it.
I feel like that's a good choice because she is smart. But
she's also busy as hell. She's a busy woman. What's she gonna do? What?
Well, Steven was like, "Folks are not going to know who she is when they come talk to her. They were married for 30 years. Folks are going to know who she is. They're going to know who she is." So
she even said, she's like, "It was kind of embarrassing though. Like the whole meeting, like she was kind of shocked. Like,
she had to zoom in. She wasn't even there. But everybody's like chattering. Steven Jr. is like, "Ugh, this is ultimate chaos. It seems like I can't believe he would do this." Everybody's so confused. But like, he didn't have any conversations with anybody leading up to this. The show
it's just so dramatic.
Right, exactly.
It's asking a lot.
That is exactly right. The show picks and chooses its moments. But like in real life, they see each other all day long. And nobody knew what was happening. And
I don't know. Maybe
are they reenacting it?
Or Steve did this big secret. I don't know.
I mean, but she will get paid, right? Like, she's not a money part of it. Like, she's going to get paid, right?
I mean, if anybody's getting paid.
Other Allie, still at the house.
But also, I thought it was hilarious, too, because they did another Love Island walk-up of Mama McBee, like, walking into the office on, like, her first day in the office with her jeans and her T-shirt on. Like, did a zoom up from the feet up to her face, like, the back zoom out. I was like,
she's the boss now.
I was like, what is happening?
Okay, so quickly, because we're running very, very long. It's prison day. They rent an RV to drive to, where is he? North Dakota? Yankton, South Dakota. He was obviously in this bus because we heard his voice.
Of course
we heard his voice. We didn't see hide nor hair of him. He's completely edited out. You can see him walking from the bus to the jail with his Bible. which I guess is probably the
I didn't even
only
look
thing.
to see what it was, but of course it was a Bible.
Well, they give you a pretty tight list of what you can bring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So he probably got some letters in the folder.
Right. And Stephen Jr. says this is as close to the broken spirit that he's ever going to be, but maybe we'll come out stronger than ever. And the voiceover, Steve Sr.'s like, yeah, I just want them to prevent them from making the same mistakes. And I don't know if that's a clip from previous episodes or if they recorded him doing that, but that's how we left it on episode 6.
Yeah.
And so
I said bye-bye, Steven.
Yeah, but you know what? I miss him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of gave some comic relief at some points. He kind of kept the boys in check.
He was also the hinge that kind of like tied all of these insanity plots together.
Yeah, like the Russians. Now the Russians are just independent by themselves.
And we're out here wondering, why are we still caring about Masha? Why are we still caring about Galina? Why is Masha living in this man's house? Like, it just, I don't know. I miss him, and I really hope he agrees to film again if they go ahead. But next time, Stephen Jr.'s fuck 'em, we're not going to hide. There's a trip to Vegas.
What?
And it says Allie is going, but Jesse is not. Casey tries to assert her authority, but Cole won't take a side, which you didn't watch these scenes from next time. But yes, there is a clip where Cole is like, what do you want me to do? Why are you guys going to make it like this way? Take your wife's side. Hello, Tom Schwartz. Stephen Jr. sent texts that other Allie didn't know about and thinks are inappropriate to Casey. She said
where there's smoke, there's fire. I did see that, but I did see that.
That clip where there's smoke from fire is in reference to Stephen Jr. sending texts between him and Casey. And listen, I don't want anything, like interpersonally, I want them all to be safe and wonderful. But as a television viewer, make it be true.
Yeah.
Make it be true. Like, I want it so bad.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know. Allie has a weird bang thing that she does with her hair. Like, she picks a piece of...
Other Allie?
Yeah, she does. It like goes over. I don't know. It's like a weird, like...
Well, she has an Instagram face, for sure.
Yeah.
But I forgot to say this at the beginning, but find us on all of our socials, at TechApinoPod, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Also, we're going to start doing week-to-week conversations about the McBees from 1 to 1, so you won't have to listen to an hour and a half of us. But also, House of Stassi premieres this week. I am doing my little Housewives Corner. So if you care about Housewives, come and listen on Friday mornings. It's usually just me. And then next week, the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip 20 years, me and Emily are starting. So find us on all of these places. And also send an email if you want to talk about it, Jeff at Pinopod.